Kamusta na kayo after all those revelations? So medyo nakakawindang yung yung revelation ni Zaldico, but uh, it seems na, how do we call this? Ready na yata siya. Ready na, well, from the way he was talking, alam niya yung consequences. So as usual, nag-rely siya doon kay, kung totoo all of these conclusions will be premised on the revelations of former congressman ko, and if they are true, okay? Assuming without admitting na totoo lahat yan. So according to him, but note that this is only one side of the story, according to him, hiningan siya ng insertions ni Pangulo na 100, amounting to 100 billion. And the request was coursed through Budget Secretary Amena Pangandaman. And through two undersecretaries. So one of them was Adrian Bersamin, the other, sorry, the name escapes me right now. Pero so yun yung yun yung na nakikita natin ngayon. So yun yung gist ng kanyang sinasabi. And the reason lumabas siya is because sinasabi sa kanya, at first sinabihan lang siya, tumahimik ka lang, wait for everything to die down, stay abroad, huwag ka nang magpakita, ganyan. Only for him to find out na ipapataw sa kanya lahat ng paratang at siya yung gagawing fall guy. So, which means na kung kung papabayaan niya yon, then it's quite possible na wherever he is in the world, pwede siyang either i-extradite o gawan ng paraan para kahit paano ay either maiuwi siya or something else. He realized, according to him, na ang buhay niya, Undersecretary Jojo Cadiz, yes. So he realized that not only was he going to become the fall guy, but that his life is now in danger because his value is higher to the people who have interests to protect na, if he isn't in the picture. And as a matter of fact, the way he was saying it is that parang he was worth more unalived. So, kayo, what do you think of this revelation? Ang para sa akin, ang value nitong revelation is, will be when he finally makes it official in the sense na mag-testify siya. Of course, he can keep talking and may value din po yung sinasabi niya because now, yung very carefully constructed na house of cards, kumbaga, ni na Pangulo is coming down. Kasi kaya nila sinisiwalat itong flood control was as another means para i-target ang mga Duterte. So, they have to be very careful kasi malalim ang pagkakasangkot nilang lahat dito sa flood control. And we have always been vocal about the fact that it would not have been possible to steal an amount this big, whether it is really 100 billion or even a few billion, it doesn't matter. But the amount could not have been stolen without the knowledge of people, above. At the very least, grabe naman kung bingi ka bulag ka sa ganyang klaseng katotohanan. All of the gimmicks, the massive ayudas, the profligate lifestyles, the sudden, sprouting of uh, contracts available to contractors. Yung suddenly yung mayaman lahat ng kaibigan mo, imposibleng hindi alam ng mga nasa taas. But as it was a suspicion that needed to have validation evidence-wise. And suddenly, eto na nga, Zaldico comes along. Nakita na isa siya doon sa unang inilabas na listahan ng ICI. His name was prominently there. As a matter of fact, kung ako siya, umpisa pa lang nakita na niya dapat na kahit doon sa unang-unang listahan ni Pangulong Marcos, andun na yung pangalan niya sa top 15 na contractors na marami pong mga kontratang na ano bang tawag din, nakulimbat sa DPWH. O di ba? So, I think from the start, dapat alam ni Zaldico. Pagkatapos niyan, matapos siyang sabihan na tumahimik na lang siya, magtago na lang abroad, suddenly hinahabol na yung kanyang mga eroplano, mga choppers, and hino-hold or fini-freeze or dinadahan-dahan, binabantayan na ang kanyang mga property. So, it couldn't have been recent na na-realize niya na siya ang gagawing fall guy. It's possible na na sa umpisa talagang nagtitiwala pa siya kina congressman ko, kina Congressman Martin Romualdez at saka kay Pangulo. But for him to reveal right away na it was the president involved directly in this, na siya yung nagpapasingit ng 100 billion, ibang usapan yan. Ang iniisip ko dati, maghihint pa lang siya, natatamaan yung pinakamataas. Yan. So, which means, di ba, matagal na niyang pinaghahandaan ang revelations about the president. So, from what I understand also, is imposible naman din na hindi magmo-mobilize ang gobyernong ito, ang administrasyon. Bakit? The president has always believed that an attack on any cabinet official or head of agency is an attack against him. But now, so nag-react sila kahit noon to protect the close circles of the president. This time, the strike has been made directly at the president, and they will interpret this as a national security issue, even if the strike is about a possible criminal act committed by the president. We say possible kasi nga marami pang ano, pagdadaanan. It is directly involved dito sa mga sa issues ng corruption, or is directly involved in the corruption of taxpayers' money via flood control, comes not as a surprise, but more as a confirmation of many persons' suspicions. In this case, yun na nga, lumalabas na ang balita or yung rumor or yung communication strategy nila to make it appear that because of these revelations, they are intended to destabilize the government. They will theorize that these revelations will constitute scurrilous libels, which might be considered inciting to sedition. So, yung crackdown ngayon, mas malala. I strongly suspect that the state forces will be mobilized against the exercise of free speech. Along with the mobilization of state forces, and alam natin na they were already preparing para dun sa 3-day rally. The revelations come at an opportune time for people who are already sick and tired of this corruption. And that will, of course, worry the administration. That will, of course, worry the state forces who will be tasked to quell any perceived uprising. Don't be naive. Sabi ni Novak, pwede bang mag-process ng official statement si Saldico sa Philippine Embassy sa Spain? Yes, pwede. But that would be also walking into the lion's den. Are you naive to think that, that even our foreign, where our embassies and our consulates abroad will not try to detain him one way or another, or pick up intelligence as to where he is? Right now, his whereabouts are, how do you call that? Prime intelligence. So, it was very audacious for the president and for his communications team na gamitin ang flood control bilang bangon puri nila. Dahil saging yung ratings ng presidente, pabagsak, hindi siya makahabol kay Vice President Inday Sara. At kinakailangan tinigan nila na malihis yung laganap na usap-usapan tungkol sa pagmamalabis ng kanyang administrasyon. Itong impression ng pagmamalabis ay nakikita naman natin doon pa lang sa Kongreso. At dahil din medyo may kayabangan, kumbaga, ang dating ng ilang mga opisyales at oppressive, lalong-lalo na yung mga pinakita during the 19th Congress at ng ilang pang mga kongresista na nandyan pa sa House of Representatives. Hindi sila nagtimpi, hindi sila nagdisiplina ng sarili nila. Because they were in power, they felt that they could validly express just how powerful they felt or they still feel. So, kumbaga, as with anything, sumobra sila. doon sa kanilang pagkukuha ng sa kanilang paggamit ng public funds at sa kanilang pag-project sa sarili nila as powerful people. And they went after their political enemies hammer and tongs without taking into consideration also na ang mga marami ang na-oppress, feeling oppressed already under this administration. Kumbaga, it was a complete lack of sensitivity or a complete lack of political agility. And parang wala tone deaf talaga. Sabi ni Dory, di talaga makakahabol kay VP. Di nga dumikit ang ICI investigation nila sa flood control sa Davao. Pero kita sa balwarte ni Sandro, ang daming sirang flood control. Ayan na nga. So expect the following. First, the mobilization of state forces to quell dissent or to quell, how do you call this? To limit the exercise of free speech. Namimiligro sila. They are afraid that the revelations of Zaldico will snowball into, massive outrage. Massive na nga yung outrage ngayon pa lang. Madadagdagan ito and tama yung may rallies. Sabi ni Anthony, 100 days ang dumaan. Ngayon nagsalita si Ko kung kailan nag-resume ng BRC ng Senado, kahina-hinala. Di kaya gusto agitate ang damdamin ng mamamayan para may ground sa pag-declare ng martial law? Bakit? Kung gusto nilang mag-declare ng martial law kahit noon pa. Pero ano ba ang grounds? Lawless violence o invasion? Yun lang dalawang yun. Nasaan ang lawless violence? Kahit sumasabog na ang galit ng mga tao, nasaan ang lawless violence? There were many, many opportunities already. Naiintindihan ko na grabe yung suspicion ninyo sa lahat ng mga tao. And and sometimes it's really a downer for other people who are looking for hope. But I get it. We want to reality check. Pero hindi Hindi ako naniniwala na nakita niyo ba yung itsura ni Zaldico? Ganun na siya kapayat, gawa na ng stress. So, masyado namang ganito yun Yung theory mo requires so much calculation na you will be able to calculate na ganito ang mangyayari, na galit, na overwhelming yung galit, na magkakaroon ng violence, magkakaroon ng ganito, ganyan. And remember, the term is widespread violence. Hindi nga, our biggest problem nga is getting people to go to the rallies, magka-danger pa ng widespread violence, lawless violence. Hindi. Hindi talaga. Ever since it's been an issue to get people out into the streets. Tingin ko nga dyan at best, dadami yung mga tao sa rallies. At hindi ko rin naiintindihan na ano ang kinatatakutan ninyo sa martial law. Hindi ito si Marcos Sr., this is the 1987 Constitution. This martial law is not the same as Marcos Sr.'s martial law. So kaya wag na po natin anuhin yan. Kumbaga, katakutan yan. Para sa akin, yung dating dahas, hindi na yan mangyayari. Also, limitado na ang martial law ngayon with extensions only to be granted by Congress. And again, this is not the 19th Congress. I'm not saying perfect. I'm not saying na marami ng kakampi si VP Inday sa legislature. But what I'm saying is, the things that they were able to do under the 19th Congress, they will not be able to do under the 20th. Sabi ni President B, meron ng pahiwatig si Au Brownie na may magpasabog daw sa rally ng INC. Kunwari pa, sabi niya, mag-ingat daw ang mga pupunta. Ang tawag dyan, foreshadowing. Ibig sabihin, hinahanda nila tayo to expect that kind of violence. Well, for all we know, sila pa yung gagawa niyan. But even then, anong kinatatakutan natin sa martial law? As long as the courts are still open. Kasi kung ako, nagmi-meeting na nga yung Security Council And even before this, nagmi-meeting na sila dahil natatakot sila sa magiging outcome ng rally. So, bakit sila gagawa ng strategy that would make things worse? So sila yung, well, hindi natin sinasabing sila yung siguradong gagawa ng panggulo. But certainly it lies in their interest. And that's where I understand yung fears ng martial law. But no, kailangan for us to really be worried is the suspension of the writ of habeas corpus. Yun talaga maraming makukulong. Sabi ni Perlito, correct kayo, may prosesong declaration of martial law dadaan sa both houses of Congress. They need to affirm. Pwede kang mag-declare ng martial law for up to 60 days but Congress has to affirm. Mobilization of state forces ay nangyayari na. Look at what's going on with Kong Kiko, pero hindi dapat tayo matakot. With Kong Kiko, kaya nga yun nga yung inaano ko. They are charging him, yes. Pero hindi siya basta pinick up from the streets like they could do during the first Marcos administration. Hindi na nila pwedeng gawin yan. Also, it's a different century. Iba na rin ang standards. Remember, for Marcos Jr. to maintain his credibility, and credibility is going to be necessary to prevent, foreign, yung pagbitiw sa kanya ng kanyang mga kaibigan abroad. Remember what happened with his father? Tumating yung senador dito at sinabihan siya na Mr. Marcos, it's time to cut and cut cleanly. Sabi ni Puchiko, dati gusto ng tao i-unalive si Zaldico. Ngayon dapat protektahan na para lumabas pang mga katotohanan. Sabi ni R2D2, si Bato dapat mag-ingat dahil malamang kidnapin siya para malihis ang usapan. Hindi po siya kikidnapin para malihis ang usapan, para mabawasan yung mga kakampi ni VP Inday sa Senado. Hindi po lahat ng mga pangyayari ay estratehiya para malihis sa usapan. Hindi tayo ganun kadali mag-distract, lalong-lalo na sa panahon ng internet. So, yes, it's possible at kailangan talaga mag-ingat ni Senator Bato kasi posibleng ang may warrant na siya. So what is our baka yung IE daw kay Zaldico kaya under investigation daw according to IAAI. Sus Mariosep. Anong IE? Ang hirap naman ng kausap na ganyan. Medyo ginagasgas nila yung IAAI na argument kasi yun ang argumento nila noon sa B video, remember? Which was verified by other sources as not being AI. So, actually bago yun lumabas, sinabihan na dinaan na yon sa checking. There are international groups that are official, that are considered official or very credible in checking yung mga ganyan. Pero alam nyo, sa totoo lang, medyo mahina yung AI argument nila. O sabihin na natin na AI yan, di paglabas lang ni Congressman Saldi, tapos na, all he has to do is affirm it. Diba? Sabi ni Kid, susunod na script ng mga neutral kuno. Pero mga DDH naman, DDS daw si Saldi ko, Marius. Wala na bang iba? Eh. Sabi ni Zerton, sa tingin nyo po, may, ba yan? Hindi ko mahanap yung inaano ko kanina. Sa tingin niyo po may possible pa mag-resign ang mga maraming mandaro? Hindi. Yung mga katulad ni Zaldi ko napilitan mag-resign kasi siya na nga yung fall guy. Anong natitirang moves ni PBBM? Well, kung ako siya, niya, either protektahan niya si Amena Pangandaman o ilaglag niya. mas malala of course kung ilaglag niya tapos ipalabas niya, siya yung mastermind tapos ipapalabas niya na na ano ba 'to, na he attempted to commit fraud. Pero mahina, eh. Maghahanap yan ng iba. I don't know if he will try to throw his cousin under the bus. Sabi ni Waz, nakakahiya yung sinuporta mo dahil kay VP Sara din ganito. Uy, low-key bashing kay VP Sara. Kunwari ka ba? So, I just hope we get over this ASAP. Ay, alam mo, ang tingin kong na mas nakakahiya is nagkamali ka na nga, pero wala kang ginawa to correct it. Kasi tao tayo nagkakamali. Bakit si Ping Lacson ay gustong i-discredit ang pahayag ni... Bakit binabago niyo yung pangalan? Bakit Zaldivarco? Napapansin ko lang because I tend to notice these things. So, Zaldivar ba talaga yung pangalan niya? So, bakit? Siyempre, I mean, bakit tinatanong pa yun? Obviously, Senator Lacson has taken a side. Para sa kanya, doon na siya pumanig at tumakbo sa ilalim ng Administrasyong Marcos at sa ticket nila. So, nagsenador siya dahil kay Presidente Marcos, dahil sa suporta ng partido ni Presidente Marcos. And so, he owes his political uh, life right now, his position to that side. So, of course, he will. It's called being partisan. Bakit ini-expect nyo ba na si Senator Ping Lacson ay hindi partisan? Sabi ni Erwin, kung ang sinabi ni Saldico na malinis si BBM, sigurado sasabihin genuine kagad. Oo nga naman. Meron ang part 2. Sabi ni Lance, wait for the part 2 video of Zaldico. The first is meant to be the trap. Next is the final blow. May pangalawa na nga eh. Nilabas niya yung documents at yung listing ng mga projects. As a lawyer, I don't think that I can agree with your assessment that it's a trap o maniniwala tayong lahat. Tapos yung pala, he will exonerate BBM? Yun ba yung sinasabi mo? Sabi ni Ma'am Christine, from hindi mahanap si Zaldi to now talking to Interpol to find him. Di ba? Correct. Sabi ni Mek, political suicide na ang mga kumakampi pa kay Marcos ngayon o di kaya'y bobo lang talaga gaya ni Auntie Claire. Well, I wouldn't say bobo kasi it is really difficult to counter this kind of revelation. Lalong-lalo na they were caught by surprise. So, ang tingin ko talagang mahirap. So, no matter how smart you are, you're going to need some time. Sabi ni Sir Zone, ano kaya save plan ng mga SP para sa mga... What is SP? Ano kayang save plan ng mga SP? What is SP? Sabi ni Christine Joy, yung nasa list ng projects, grabe, halos yung mga natatamaan malalang baha. Oo. Oh. True. Sabi ni Steele, checkmate po pag ang list na nilabas ni Zaldico nasa GAA. Nasingit nga eh. Kaya yung list na yan, yun yung mga napondohan na. Ang hirap talaga mag-StreamYard sa telepono. Sabi ni Jonas, si Zaldi wala nang mapuntahan. Last resort niya yan to protect his family at yung sarili niya. Well, now it is in our interests that he is protected. Sabi ni Ma'am Che, babaliktad na rin kaya mga nasa Congress? Tingin ko, nag-iisa pa si Zaldi. Pagka merong kumampi sa kanya at in-affirm yung statements niya, that's it, pansit. Ano kaya ang save plan ng Senate President and friends para sa Madar... Are you asking me or are you just, is this a rhetorical question? Sabi ni Chris, believe nga ako sa'yo, malinaw pa mata mo. Well, I can read it. Hindi problema yung magbasa. Malinaw pa talaga pero ang problema ko is nag-overlap yung mga toggles dito sa sa StreamYard. Ang liit-liit ng part ng where you read the comments. Sabi ni Reynaldo, kahit ano sabihin nila dahil pumirma si BBM sa GAA, kasama siya. Hindi mangyari ang nakawan kung di niya pinirmahan ng GAA. Unfortunately po, may lusot yan. Pag ikaw ay kunwari, ikaw ang head of agency, cabinet secretary, o for instance, head ka ng DOT, pipirma ka ng kontrata o pipirma ka ng acquisitions or pipirma ka ng kahit ano. Bago ka pumirma, mayroon yung mga recommendations. So, kung yung recommending authority ay sila yung expert at ikaw hindi expert, pipirmahan mo based on the recommendation. It's called the Arias Doctrine. So, pagka nag-rely ka on the recommendation of experts or the persons tasked with such evaluation and recommendation, hindi ka madadamay if there is somehow may problema dun sa kontrata. So no, hindi po natin masasabi yung basta kasi pumirma siya sa GAA. Ang reason kung bakit binibring up natin ang GAA is because the President himself said na siya mismo nagbasa, siya mismo nag-evaluate. Sabi niya, binasa daw niya yung 4,000 pages na yon. So we are holding him to that. Hindi yung automatic because, other presidents, they signed the GAAs too. But it is based on the recommendations of First Congress and then later on dun sa mga tao sa niya, sa paligid niya who will check the GAA itself. Sir, alam, dahan-dahan sa break, nahihilo ko. Sabi ni Ma'am Karen, pwede pala yon na yung unprogrammed appropriations under control of the, ayan na nga. Well, that's in the executive talaga eh. Nasa DBM yun eh. Alam nyo, yung mga questions na nagre-require ng bolang kristal, huwag naman ganun. Sabi ni Allison, tinutulungan mo yata sila, attorney. Paano ko tinutulungan, aber nga? Ibig mo ba sabihin, kung i-evaluate ko ang isang kaso base sa existing laws and rules, automatic tinutulungan ko sila? So, di ko naiintindihan, Allison. Nagbibintang ka ba? Are you calling me a traitor? Is that it? Kasi talaga magbabakbakan tayo. Kung yan ang gusto mo, sige, pakita ka ng muka. Hanapin ko yung copy link. Do you think that they're not capable of explaining what I explained? O, ayan. Andyan ang link. Explain yourself. Daan. Bakit ayaw lumabas? Hindi ako makapost ng comment. Ayun. Andyan, Allison. Game, explain yourself. Andyan na yung link. Pwede ka nang umakyat. Ay, iniintay ko yung tao na nagsasabing tinutulungan ko sila eh. Hindi mo na ako magbabasa ng comments until that person comes up. Siya na si Allison. Ano Allison, nakyat na para ma-explain mo yung mo, yung panig mo. Siya na. Waiting. Ang tagal naman. Sabi ni B, ginagalit niya si attorney yan. Pasok na, haha. Ni si attorney Trixan Praetor, yung mga double agent na Makaleni. Na dati pero ngayon DDS na daw, like Sino? Uy, Lenny ba yun? Di Walang ganun. Sige, gusto ko lang i-explain niya sarili niya. Kung bakit niya nasasabing tinutulungan pa. Saan ko tinulungan? Tingin niyo yung mga yung mga abogado na nasa government service, hindi nila alam yung mga sinasabi ko? Tingin mo, ako lang ang bukod well, of course, salamat. At ang tingin mo, napakatalino ko, na ako lang ang nakakaalam ng mga yan. Grabe, information is free kahit saan, mag-google ka lang. Tapos pag ako nagsabi, automatic tinutulungan ko. Away talaga to. Kung hindi ka kikibo, mabablock ka. Kasi, ang ginagawa mo is you're trying to prevent discourse. Gusto mo, ang sinasabi lang ay doon yung nasa panig lang at kahit mali, doon lang at doon lang papanig. Hindi ko titiisin yan. We will serve facts here. Ini-explain ko the Arias Doctrine that a person who signs, lalo-lalo na dyan sa gobyerno, must, if they rely on a recommendation made by experts specifically tasked for that person, hindi mananagot yung pumirma, yung final signing authority. Ang magiging liable yung nag-recommend. So, any lawyer who went through political law and constitutional law will know that doctrine. At kung na-abogado ka or any government official ka for that matter, at hindi mo alam yung Arias Doctrine, ala, kawawa ka naman. Okay, so, next. Sabi ni Lance, the first video is meant to give the Filipino what the Filipino wants to hear and see what they already know. The next step by BBM is to cut the tentacles this early and save the day, be very vigilant. So, ibig mo sabihin, huwag tayo maniniwala kay Zaldi. So, ganito yan ang mangyayari, ha? Paano kung hindi totoo yung sinasabi mo? Paano kung this wasn't something that the BBM administration counted on? What if talagang natatakot si Zaldi at totoo yung sinasabi niya? Kung hindi natin susuportahan yung statement now, tapos na ang usapan. 'Di ba? Kung hindi tayo mamumove by what he said, wala na. 'Di ba? Wala, hindi tayo ganun na lang. So hindi na tayo maniniwala. Wala na namang ebidensya, hindi masusuppress yung yung rising anger. So, 'di ba either way talo? I really hope and pray that Marcos Jr. gets ousted like his father. Nakakahiya na ang image ng Pilipinas. Alam mo, ako I'm not worried about image anymore Punyales yan. Sa totoo lang, ano yung image? They're draining the government coffers. They're draining our money. They're setting back the progress of this country another how many years? Yung infrastructure program natin, delayed na nga as it is. People are hungry. People are hirap na hirap ang mga tao. Yung healthcare natin, wala masyadong nagre-report, pero tignan ninyo, pila na naman sa UP. These are the things I worry about. Not the HIA, not how we look to other countries. That's the least of our worries. Pero really, we should be worried about ourselves and not how we look. I get it. Bahagi yata ng kultura natin kasi may concept ng HIA din sa Chinese culture. Di ba? The concept of saving face. Pero, for me, I'm more worried about how we have been set back. Sabi ni Kai, kung hindi mas mataas kay ko ang nagpagawa niyan, parang sinasabi ng administrasyon na bobo sila. Okay, I understand. Sabi ni Miko, sa gulo ng politika natin ngayon sa Pilipinas na may kanya-kanyang agenda ang bawat partido na isulong ang mga makasarili nilang balak para manatili sa kapangyarihan. Dapat tayo mga mamamayan ay maging mapagmatyag at maging matalino dahil mahirap nang magtiwala at maniwala agad sa mga nag-aagawan na pwesto. Huwag tayong magpagamit sa mga walang hiyang mga politiko na nagpayaman lang sa mga taxes nating mga Pilipino. Pare-pareho lang mga yan na mga namantala at tiwala sa kanila ng taong bayan. Oops, hindi ko napakita. Okay. Napaikot sila ni Ko ng ganun-ganun na lang. Parang baliktad, Ma'am Kay. Kasi kung yun yung theory mo na kung hindi mas mataas kay Zaldico ang nag-utos, oo, totoo yan. Sabi ni Dan, yeah, true or not, we need to move as Filipinos hearing a statement from this guy wearing the same coat as those perpetrators. Kung sila, hindi naman todo, pero they keep driving it like a fact. Sabi nga ni Bongbong noon, ang kasinungalingan na sinasabi pa ulit-ulit ay nagiging totoo sa paningin ng tao. Actually, hindi siya yung nagsabi niyan, si Goebbels. So, ewan ko ha, kung ang purpose ng administrasyon is to trap people into believing Zaldico's statement, bakit may AI theory pa? Bakit pa sila magdi-defend? Eh di sana nanahimik na lang sila. Bakit lalaban pa sila? Diba? Bakit para silang mga mga manok na walang ulo, nagpapanik, nagko-call ng Security Council hearing? Mas nag-worry ako about people who try to stop us from believing it. Kasi anong pinagkaiba ninyo kay Bongbong Marcos or sa administrasyon na magsasabi hindi totoo yung sinasabi ni Saldico, hindi ka sangkot ang presidente. Yung iba nagsasabi na huwag kayong maniwala dyan, it's a trap. Ano yung pinagkaiba ninyo? Pareho kayo ng pakay. Pareho kayo ng gustong gawin ng mga tao. Gusto ninyo huwag paniwalaan. So ano yung pinagkaiba ninyo? You're serving the same ends. Sabi ni Ma'am Melody, panic mode ang Malacanang. Yup, they are. Sabi ni Anthony, bakit ayaw nila tumalino ang mamamayan? Kapag pumuna ng may katotohanan sa mali ng administrasyon, sasabihin kontra sa pagpapalakad, kanino ba kailangan makinig ang admin? Sa kaalyado o sa mamamayan na nagluklok? Also a good point. Ay wala tayong helpless. Ano yan? Helplessness? Sabi ni Town Views, ano magagawa natin, attorney? Hawak nila ang narrative ng media. Pwede nilang i-twist ang balita at palabasing sinungaling si Saldico. Yun na nga yung sinasabi ko sa inyo eh. Bakit? Bakit kayo maniniwala sa kanila? Can't you trust your own judgment on this one? That you must adhere to somebody else who is speaking? Bakit parang ang helpless? Kaya nga magkakarali para lumaban. So, and in fact, in spite of all the lies, of all the attempts na palabasin na puro Davao ang korap, mga Duterte lang ang korap, wala, napakalinis ng Marcos administration or napakagaling nila, very, very responsive. Ngayon ba, naniniwala pa ka pa rin sa Marcos administration? Ikaw ba ay nadala sa sinasabi mo na sinasabi ng media? Kung ikaw naniniwala ka na, then yung sinasabi mo dito na helplessness is for us to believe that we have no fight left in us, na wala tayong pag-asa na wag nang lumaban. Yan po ba yung sinasabi ninyo? Na we are so helpless we can't do anything. Kasi kung yan ang paniniwalaan ng ordinaryong mamamayan, tapos na, wala na tayong future. Kasi parang sinasabi mo, there is an oncoming clock. Pero dahil helpless tayo, pikit na lang and let them run all over us. Sa totoo lang, meron tinatawag na learned helplessness. It's when people keep telling you, you can't do anything, you can't fight City Hall. Masyado silang malakas. They're the ones in power. Huwag kang lalaban. Yan. Learned helplessness na there's nothing we can do. Tapos sasabihan ka pa, kanila na yung court, kanila na lahat. Wala kang magagawa, panalo sila parati. And yet, nananalo pa rin tayo. Hindi parati. Na-dismiss yung impeachment ni VP Inday. Kahit paano, nanalo tayo dun. Hindi natin ini-expect na having powerful enemies that we will still win everything. But the fact that we still do means that there is still something in there that's working. So yan ang nakikita ko. Ang dami sa inyong nakikinig dun sa kabila. When their intention is for you to lose hope, when their intention is to make you feel helpless, their intention is to make you believe that there is nothing you can do to change the situation. The fact is, tayo yung nagbigay ng power sa mga taong nakaupo. O, di ba? Hindi ba tayo yung bumoto dyan? Tapos mamaya may sasabihin nyo na naman kayo, actually, di naman tayo makakapanalo dahil rigged naman ng COMELEC. So, ibig sabihin yan, if you have an argument like that, what you're saying is, tumigil na lang tayo, humiga na lang tayo sa kalye at magpasagasa. Yung mga nagsasabi ng ganyan, kasi matatalo naman tayo sa kaso, hawak nila yung korte. Matatalo tayo sa eleksyon, hawak nila ang COMELEC. Matatalo tayo sa argumentasyon kasi hawak nila ang media. Na maraming naniniwala sa kanila. Bakit ka lalaban? Pag ganun, humiga ka na lang sa kalye. Pero wag mo na kaming kausapin. Kasi kami lumalaban pa. Di ba? Yung mga ganyan, yung mga will never make it. Matatalo lang tayo. Yan ang kalaban. Because what you're doing is you're trying to stop people from fighting. Pati yung mga nagsasabing it's a trap. You're trying to stop people from believing that there is hope. The reason binigyan tayo ng utak is for us to think for ourselves. And there's nothing wrong. Diba? Kung nagkakamali tayo, minsan, sige, naniwala tayo sa ganito, nabudol tayo. Sige. There's a Japanese saying that says, fall down 6 times, get up 7. Kung nagkamali, okay, but we will push past that mistake. The point is to keep fighting. Otherwise, we will be slaves forever. Sabi ni Kai, hanggang nagbabayad tayo ng tax, may pag-asa. Tayo nagpapakain sa kanila. Correct. Sabi ni Kenneth, di DDS nagsasabing mga ganyan, mga DDS lumalaban. Kahit mag-isa na lang, basta nasa tama. I like that. Sabi ni Raymond, parang sinasabi na, let down and die. At least if we lose, we're fighting. Correct. Mas gusto ko ng to be taken down than to just, hindi ko man lang lumaban. Di ba? Sabi ni Anthony, finufrustrate ang will ng mamamayan sa pamamagitan ng naratibong nakaka-trigger ng pagkakahina. Yes, kaya nga, babantayan natin yung mga ganyan. Kasi normally, trolls talaga yan. Now, kung hindi naman sila trolls, then it is up to us to correct that mentality. Sabi ni Ma'am Ana, hindi nila ako mapapaniwalang mas mabuti si B kaysa sa mga Duterte. Hindi corrupt at ramdam ko ang malasakit ng mga Duterte sa mamamayang Pilipino. Sabi ni Pandalito, matagal na nating sinasabi yan, kaso galing daw sa DDS kaya fake news. Sus, huwag niyo namang i-adapt yung mentality ng kabila. Okay? So malapit na kasi ako dito sa aking pupuntahan. Pero that's what we have to do, ha? Bantayan natin kahit sarili natin. Alam niyo yun? The worst thing that you can do to people who are fighting is to make them lose hope. Para sa akin, this is good news, yung sinasabi ni Saldico. They will try to discredit it. They'll try to say that it is AI. They will try to say a lot of things. Pero the point here is that we have renewed hope. Alam niyo, pikon na nga sino ba? Sino? I was feeling it among several friends na sinabi sa akin, mukhang naabutan na yata si Gutesa. Mukhang maaano na si Gutesa. Mukhang babaliktad si Gutesa. Mukhang babaliktad na yung ilang mga witness. Sabi ko, atay, inaabot. And then something like this happens. Diba? Huwag kayong mawawalan ng pag-asa kasi hindi nyo alam, marami tayong kakampi. Huwag kayong mag-aalala, nagbabago ang mundo. Yung kongreso na ito, hindi ito yung 19th Congress. Hindi na lahat kakampi ni Martin Romualdez. Hindi yan lahat BBM. Mayroong mga kongresista na nag-iingat na at ayaw na nilang mapasama kay VP Inday. Naghahanap sila ng kinabukasan nila, alam nila na hindi aabot na hindi mananalo sa 2028 ang kahit sino mang ma-identify sa panig ni Bongbong Marcos. So wag niyong iisipin na walang nagbabago, ang daming nagbabago. Pati tayo nagbabago, lumalakas ang loob ng iba. Do not get caught up in hopelessness. Yun, no, sabi nga ni ano, ni Ma'am BM, I was actually losing hope na din. Voila, ayan, Zaldicos revelations. At para sa akin, alam nyo, even if dyan si Gutesa, oh, high hopes tayo. Ngayon, ang daming mainit ang ulo, uminit ang ulo kasi mukhang naabutan na si Gutesa. Mukhang pababalik ta rin nila si Gutesa. Tapos may Saldico na naman. And if they try to get at Saldico, huwag tayong mag-aalala kasi when they get to the witness at pinababaliktad nila, remember that the more credible statement is still the first one. Sabi ni Merlin, ayon kay AFP-COS, may mga reports daw ang PNP na may okay, sa rally. Ay, it's to prevent people from going. It's to discourage people from going. Para sa akin, nothing left to lose eh. If we don't stand up for ourselves, one way or another, they're going to unalive us. Whether it is sa gutom, sa sama ng panahon, sa, di ba, sa baha, sa krimen sa kalye. If we don't fight for what is right now, one way or another, they're going to get us anyway. So, I'd rather go down fighting. So, maraming salamat po sa lahat ng sumubaybay sa live natin ngayon. Meron akong pupuntahan kasi at nandito na po ako. So, muli maraming salamat. Live ako uli mamaya kung kakayanin. Okay? Thank you very much. Ingat-ingat po ang lahat and see you sa rallies on the 16th. Kung hindi ako makapag-live, but we'll see each other online pa rin. Okay, maraming salamat. Ingat-ingat.